All right, everyone, welcome to another BoLS Battle Report. Tonight we have a very special guest star battle report. We have Goat Boy.
It's been a long time.
And guess who? You're never gonna guess. Brent.
My nickname online is Brent.
That's true.
The ladies know me.
We are playing on we're playing our 7th edition game. We have Goat Boy has Chaos Demons.
I have Chaos Space Marines.
Oh.
With Chaos Demons.
Okay, and Brent is running.
Oh, I'm running my this army I've been collecting for a while. I'm really excited about it. It's Chaos Space Marines. I've really gotten into the fluff, and so I've taken along 3 units of troops.
We'll go over it in a little bit. The actual army itself.
Okay, then can you cut all that other stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have we are playing on one of the Fat mats from Frontline Gaming. They're really nice. As you can see, we're playing on the urban mat. It's super nice. We have all the streets and we have all our buildings set up, and
it's so soft.
It is really
so soft.
It's so soft and silky. Okay,
I want to live in the mat.
There we go. Okay, Tom, Go Boy, let's talk about your army. Let's go through it. What do we got?
I've got 20 red demonettes with attached Herald of Slaanesh, level 2.
All right.
I've got 20 Furies with attached Herald of Slaanesh.
How are those actually modeled? Those look really weird.
They are demonettes with gargoyle wings because Kenny from Next Level Painting put the idea in my head and I hate him for it. So I had to do them real quick for ATC.
All right, next.
I've got 5 Nurgle, Spawn of Nurgle with an attached Sorcerer.
All right.
I've got another 20 demonettes with attached level 2 Herald of Slaanesh.
Okay.
I've got another 5 Chaos Spawn with a Sorcerer again, because Chaos Wizard is my main.
Okay.
I've got a Put Your Baby in Your Vehicle Soul Grinder there. It's kind of gross. And I've got...
Isn't that Put Your Vehicle in Your Baby Soul Grinder?
Something like that. It's a little mouth. I should have put some more gooiness on it. And I've got 20 Cultists for my 2 troop choices from Chaos.
In reserve. All right. Brent, what are we looking at with your awesome fluff army?
Yeah, I you know, as a collector, I've been really working hard on this army. This is my 13th company, Chaos Space Marines Army. I've really brought the fluffy. I've got a Land Raider with Abaddon and a unit of Khorne Zerkers inside as a nod towards actually trying to do something against this list across the table. I've got one of the old Predators.
That is an old Predator.
That is an old hunking piece of metal. This is the old Land Raider. I'm going to reuse these models after I lose this game for my homage army. But Rhino, 10 Space Marines inside there with a Flamer and a Heavy Bolter.
Okay.
Same thing.
Over there. All
Vindicator,
right.
Heavy metal.
Oh, that's the old, like, 5-pound home defense Vindicator. And you got a Firestormer Doubt.
Firestormer Doubt.
And you got a Battle Cannon and
Punisher.
A Punisher Cannon. All right. Well, those are lots of good weapons that are going to help against all of those nasty Goat Boy miniatures over there. Goat Boy,
the objectives, sir.
Let's talk about the objectives. What do we got?
So I've got this pizza right here. No, we've got 3 objectives
One's
in the
right
middle.
there. One's
They're going to
right
be worth
there.
3 points apiece.
And one is there. He is. He's hiding right there
Yep.
in the woods. Okay.
We've got 2 Emperor's Will objectives. His is going to be worth more for me, while mine's worth more for him.
Okay.
7-3. And then we're going to try running the tactical objective cards.
Okay, and we're going to do something slightly different with these cards. Let's talk about how we're going to do this to make the game easier and simpler.
So we're going to flip 3 over per turn.
Okay.
They are scored at the end of the actual turn, game turn itself. Both are mutually, you both can get it.
Okay.
If it's something that the other person can get, like kill a Psyker, which he doesn't have any, I have many, it'll just be discarded and we'll flip over something else like that.
Okay. And it'll be a full set of 3 new ones each turn.
Each turn will always be 3 new ones.
Gotcha. Okay. So Goat Boy deployed first, and he has opted to go first. And Brent, do you want to seize? Thinking about it.
No, I really don't.
All right. So there we go. He's not going to seize.
Objectives, I need to jump on at the end.
Okay. We will get back to you guys at the top of turn 1. All right. We're at the top of 1, and as you can tell, we're seen a pretty fast Chaos advance all the way up to midfield, all the way up and down the table. Goat Boy, tell us what's going on.
So I didn't get invisibility off.
Okay.
I rolled 5 dice, and I don't think I passed 1. I got shrouding off this guy, so these 2 units are shrouded.
Those are the 2 big units.
2 big units. I got shrouding off this guy, so multiple units in here are shrouded. He got endurance off on his unit.
Okay.
I have a lot of dice, but in 7th edition, you're rolling to get some of these big spells. You're rolling 4 dice to try to push the advantage to make sure they can't stop it. I tried an Iron Arm. I got 1 success on 3, and since my spell familiar I cast successfully, Brent was able to stop it. Beyond that, I just moved forward. Our tactical objective we rolled.
Okay, what do we got?
Is score the marker 3, which is this marker here. I'm not near it, so I'm not going to score that one. Okay. Domination, which means you hold all the objectives. No one's going to get that one, but we could get it. That's why I had to leave it on there. And we have Big Game Hunter, so if I destroy a vehicle, or if he destroys a vehicle, monster creature, we get that as well. I still have 1 vehicle, so that's why we kept it. Brent has more of these, that's what I could have hoped to get, but I knew that most likely I'm not going to get these. I think these are going to be, you're going to see Brent be the first one to strike because he's going on turn 2, so it gives that advantage. I don't know if it's too much advantage. We'll kind of wait and see. We got to play more of it like this style. But I think this is going to be making where you have to make decisions that are not just, I'm going to kill my opponent. No, I've got to run and get to something and hold it. So.
All right, and we're heading to the bottom of 1. Brent's turn.
All right, this was the...
We're at the bottom of 1. Brent, what happened?
Well, I did what you would imagine that someone in my position would do. I hung back.
Okay.
He had a lot of defensive spells on, so my ability to harm him this first turn with shooting was a bit limited. I have to pick my battle. So what I've done is try to judge as well as possible here on this Rhino. How close will those Daemonettes be? I'm going to have to drop these guys out at some point and open up with Bolter Fire. Maybe I can stop some Psychic Power Shrouding, have a better turn against them. I did do some wounds here. The Firestorm readout was the real story of the round, doing pretty significant damage to the Fury.
I think you killed 8 of them? 6 or 7?
No, it was at least 7.
It was 7 of them.
With the Punisher Cannon just laid into him and rolled really well.
Now, this was not as bad. We clumped it right here with one of the most underrated units in the game, having a toughness 6, and at this point they had Feel No Pain on a 4+ and Eternal Warrior.
But I failed all the Feel No Pains and the Shrouding Sage on the green one.
Those are Chaos Spawn?
The Chaos Spawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did what we could. You gotta touch the Jawa banner. All right, over here on this side.
And then way over on your left flank.
Just ran straight, turbo boosted.
Yep, it's got a Rhino right on that objective.
And so I'm going to get points for that.
Okay.
I moved up. I didn't move this, but I moved up. Really, I had 3 twin-link las cannons and 2 las cannons launch into the Soul Grinder, but unfortunately the Soul Grinder was also shrouded, and I wasn't able to plink it. It's upset.
It took 1 whole point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they had less cover save from the Predator.
I was hoping to get ahead by 2 points because I really have to play the mission and not the game.
How many? How many?
Right now I am 1 control point up.
1 control point up, and actually, to be honest, actually a more than average amount of stuff happening for turn 1.
Yeah.
So we're moving on to the top of 2. We'll be back in just a second. We are back at the top of 2. It's a good turn for Chaos, as you can see here. The Daemonettes way over here are crossing the street right in front of the Brent's deployment zone. They're all up in the center, and they're kind of into the park way over there near the objective on the far left. So, go boy, let's go through it.
I just want to say that Reese's mat has made me fail invisibility again. So I just want to put that out there that if you want to get invisibility, these mats won't let you, and I think that's against the rules. But
that's a selling point for most people.
If you don't want your opponent to get invisibility, buy these mats. I also failed endurance with a reroll from my sorcerer, so my spell familiar is fired. The blue guys proceed to roll 1 and 2 through terrain again, but we're able to get out a little further with the run moves.
Slow Daemonettes.
My Soul Grinder charged the Rhino.
This is the guy.
Yeah, so the Soul Grinder, the gross guy.
So he's up and in the woods.
He's in the woods and he assaulted the Rhino.
Okay.
He blew it up.
Not surprising.
The guys pinned when they fell out.
Oh.
And one of the objectives is cause you to fail a pinning test or a morale test, and I got that one. So like a boss, I ended up catching up with the 1 extra victory point. The other one is holding the middle objective, and then another one is
there's definitely lots of demons around that one.
A unit was completely destroyed. So the chances are good. Without me, I have 1 shrouding bubble off. From this guy right here, So my
guy.
guys are shrouded, but that Punisher Can's probably going to shoot the...
He's going to shoot all those Furies again.
He's gonna push my Fury's poo in, so, as they say on the hood.
All right, and there we go. We are headed into bottom of 2. All right, we're back. It is the bottom of 2, and as you can see, the Chaos Space Marines over here, under Brent's command, they're actually holding their own. They are pushing back the Goat Boy wave. So, Brent, let's take us through it. Let's start kind of on this flank and work our way down.
All right, on the left flank, in the previous turn, Soul Grinder destroyed the Rhino. Unfortunately, I failed my pinning check, so when it was my turn, the only thing I could do was snap fire through the window at his spawn, which I did. There was no effect. Abaddon and his Groovy Boys came out, and ultimately they were going to run in there. And Abaddon whiffed real bad, managed to leave one spawn with 1 wound, which denies me the ability to... I was hoping to jump back behind this wall and deprive him of good lines of sight, so try to deprive him of a charge possibly, but was not to be. Over here, I have objective secured, so I turbo boosted the vehicle up in order to deprive him of that.
Yep.
Over on this side of the table, I had to have the opportunity to get my guys out on my terms. So that meant getting out, lining them up for a good flame dog shot, and unfortunately, when you're just dealing with a unit that size, there's only so much you can do.
You did kill a whole lot of Daemonettes, though. You probably killed about, what, like 7 probably?
7, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. So, but unfortunately, that's a 20-man unit, a 20
man, 21.
A 20-girl, whatever they are, unit of Daemonettes. But there's still a lot left, and they're going to be going right into those Marines next turn.
Absolutely.
And there we go. We will see you guys at top of 3.
Welcome.
All right, it's the top of 3, and as you'll see, close combat, close combat, close combat, close combat, close combat. So the Goat Boy reached Brent's lines, and the touching has begun. All right, what happened?
Welcome to the jungle. So, with my sexy voice here, I got there. That's all I'm saying. So basically, I went over to that corner there. I didn't do that many Wrens, but I killed some brothers over there. I did 2 whole points of that one, so that means that Punisher Can's going to shoot me in the face. I blew up that Rhino via assault with weapons that are not AP 1 or 2.
And all those guys got out.
Got out. They made their pinning check. Abaddon is by himself. His friends are all gone.
And then way over there,
My Soul Grinder decided to put his baby inside the Land Raider, and the Land Raider could not take it. So the Land Raider's now gone. I left the guys by themselves because I figured that if I can't get rid of the Land Raider now, it would basically drive around shooting me all game. So, yeah, let me see if I get my whole point back. I do not. I still have 1 missing from my last hand shots.
and now we'll see whether or not Brent's Chaos Space Marines can actually hold the line and push them back. We'll see you guys at the bottom of 3. All right, guys, it's bottom of 3. Brent, how do we do on fighting them back?
We didn't do as well as we could in some ways. We did better than we could have thought in other ways.
Okay.
The point of this round was to grab this objective, grab this objective, grab this objective. Battle secure, the importance of it.
Okay.
I was able to earn 2 victory points out of doing that.
Okay.
I didn't manage to kill a character, but right now, what is the battle points?
I'm at 2 for the Maelstrom mission points, and you're at 5.
Yeah, so I'm ahead on Maelstrom missions, but I am definitely behind in the model count. Abaddon is swinging away like a champ, but that unit has invisibility on it, and so
It's a lot of invisible Daemonettes.
it's just not that easy to get a hit on.
Oh, there's 1 spawn that's left.
I should have swung at the spawn. I didn't realize the spawn.
Well, you're in close combat. He's actually free now because.
You know what? Abaddon is able to do amazing things with his genitalia. We did do some damage here, not as much as I really needed or hoped. What I was doing was trying to sink some wounds onto this side over here so that he could possibly roll a 1, not, slug it off and into a meat shield. It is what it is. I accomplished the objective for the turn, but at a very high cost.
And then way over here on the right flank, you did actually swing the Rhino all the way up there.
Yeah, the Rhino is, an objective catcher.
There we go.
So turn 4 is going to be ugly for me if I still have models on the table. Anything can happen.
He almost got the Grinder. It's got 1 whole point left. It's going to go chase after that Las Cannon Predator because it's mad.
Yeah, that Grinder has survived longer than an E-Break too.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back to you guys at the top of 4.
Hi.
All right, guys, we're at the top of 4, and yeah, the goat hordes have pretty much cleaned it up. I'll kind of go through, Thomas. Let's just kind of go down the line over here on this objective.
I got rid of the rhino, so that objective is mine.
Yep, over here in the center.
Cultists are holding back my back objective.
Okay.
So finally, I did more than one psychic streak after playing about 8 or 9 7th edition games and having multiple psychic streaks. I finally did a 15 wounds or 15.
Yeah, I was proud to help him with that. 6
wounds done to the unit of poor Chaos Space Marines. It's really bad when the other army doesn't have psychic powers and you roll a 1 on warp charge. You're like, you're gonna get real far with 1 warp charge dice.
Yep.
Abaddon is still alive because I can't do anything to him and I'm invisible. So he keeps on hitting me and he's like upset, screw around.
And then way over here on the far flank, the grinder with 1 hull point left charged into the predator, and pretty much that was it for it.
And put its baby in the predator.
So there we go. So, Brent, what are you thinking? Are you gonna gallantly seed?
Yes. Yeah. No.
All right.
There's no point in playing
There we go.
But what I'll say about it is, I was real curious. This is only my 3rd, maybe 7th edition game, and I just wanted to bring a sort of a balanced one codex army, with play Battle Forged, have some troops on the table, Firestorm readout, fire support, a sort of basic all-comers sort of list. And see if I could play the objectives. I played the objectives pretty successfully until the 4th turn, where really I just didn't get the opportunities that I needed to get to really put any part of this army away. I was winning on the Maelstrom mission side of things. The Battle Forged, the troops in the rhinos, huge difference. It's really the only thing that kept me in the game. However, it also made me have to make moves that put my models in danger. So I'm not unaware that a lot of the moves that I made were not strategically that great, but I will say that the Maelstrom missions, the fun part is they kind of get you out there and you're swinging, and it was fun. What can I say? And you know what? That's all I'm really worried about right now in 40K. I think that if we really want to start seeing tournaments again, I think we're going to start having to consider sideboards. I think we're going to have to
comp or something else like that.
Comp, yeah, and we all railed against comp. I was there 5 years ago. We didn't want it. We didn't like it. Oh, the books are balanced. Well, there's no balance. If you have an open comers army, then you're going to see people bring transcendental Satan or whatever they're called. You're going to see all sorts of ugliness. I think it's got to be limited to 1 cat or 1 book with sort of minimum allies or something, and maybe a sideboard.
Thomas, what do you think? You're using an army that's kind of pretty close to one that you ran at a tournament recently. So what are you thinking overall? Both about a little bit about the army, and then just kind of the game overall, and kind of where you think things are.
There's just some bad, unfun stuff. I got beat up pretty heavily by Wyverns, the army everyone thought was terrible, and then when it comes out, you're like, these are Thud Guns Part 2. And like I said, I don't know what else to really say beyond, if you really want to think about this and try to save any kind of response to trying to make things a little more balanced with everyone else. This is going to take a lot of work trying to figure stuff out and see what's good, what isn't. My movies.
You've wondered what Hugs and Brokens were.
It's a weird thing. You have to kind of wait and see that 6 months later. I'm going to test Orcs out a little bit. I know I said I was going to try to do it afterwards, but they caught me with the game real quick, and I haven't had a chance to make a Green Tide, which I'm trying to decide if I want to do the Khorne Orcs on the Khorne Blood Planet, or if I just want to just do Orcs, because it's still 100 Orcs I got to do. I don't know. It's hard. Like, I brought this kind of mass assault list, and I didn't know what Brent was having, so I feel kind of bad that I brought something that was a little more tuned for this type of setup.
I actually expected that this is what you were going to bring, so don't feel bad. I wanted to really have 7th answer some questions, and I had a good time. It was fun. I felt challenged in the sense that I wanted to try to you know, sort of play the underdog. But at the same time, I'm working on a competitive Sisters build with Sisters, you know, Imperial, and you know, some other nastiness, assorted nastiness. That's going to be my next tournament army. I've been working on it for a while. So it's not that I can't bring the pain, but I've really got to ask myself if I want to.
Yes, that's the question I asked of how do you want to interact with your opponent, or how do you want to actually play? And I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to play the builds that are going to be obviously good for whatever event, because it's just no fun. I mean, I don't like my opponent looking upset when he has to pull models, and the interaction is try to make saves, and that's not a real interaction. That's I don't know. It just doesn't feel as exciting. At least in an assault, I have to come get you. I have to weather firepower from you, not just me moving models with the template or anything else. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, I gotta say that you know, Doug. I've talked about his tableware cases before, and I love that product. And then Reese and him got together, and this product, I didn't get anything free. You know, I'm not being a paid spokesperson, but this mat makes the game a lot of fun. It's just if a game has never felt this scenic, and as you're playing, as you're looking down, you know, I hate to kind of be a fanboy, but I felt like I was forging a narrative. And you know what?
That's for you, Paul.
I really want to play some more. I really kind of start wanting to get into some scenario games, some, you know, some of the old school, you know, missions. You know, there's a lot of fun to be had in this game. It's just we're not going to find it unless we, you know, have some agreements amongst ourselves.
Did you like the Maelstrom done where you both can get at the end of the turn? I feel like second turn was more powerful.
I did, and I also really have watched Reese's battle reports with the BAO missions. I think those look like a lot of fun. And I think that any army now has to have immediate mobility. I think drop pods, you know, if I was really doing an Imperial army, I think drop pods are going to be important.
Drop pods are really strong.
Something, you know, you're going to need to be able to get out there and you know, sacrifice units for an objective over one turn, still have enough to come back and counterattack on a flank or go for the center. The game can be dynamic. To me, I see flashes of glory, and I think he's got the right idea with the BAO missions, and I think that if the TOs can get together, really look at how they can limit some of the options so it's not quite rock, paper, scissors.
Right.
Because there's nothing like a bad matchup where you're just, crap, I just drew this army.
Right.
So.
And then it's just pain for 2 hours.
Just pain for 2 hours.
And no one wants to travel for that.
Yeah. I had that ATC for my first game. 2 hours of pain.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
But I gotta say, I am overall feeling hopeful about 7. There's a lot of stuff that I like about it.
I think in 6 months when we finally get decisions, it will be in a better place. But until then, we gotta slug through and find out what
works and what doesn't.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna have to take my clothes off and climb on the mat and just kind of feel it. So, can you turn the camera off?
We will turn it on. Talk to you guys later.